Tonight on Late Night League, Victoria prepares for the historic State of Origin match in Melbourne. George Piggott, the South Sydney coach, and his second love, racehorses. Plus, football action from this split round 10 of the Winfield Cup. Tonight on Late Night League. Yes, hello everyone, I'm Maurice, and with that State of Origin just 3 days away, today brought plenty of problems for the Queenslanders. Big Martin Bella pulled up from training today with a strained groin and is in extreme doubt for Wednesday's match in Melbourne. But firstly, let's recap on the news of the week in our Week in Review.
Andrew Farrar had to be the most disappointed man in town this week after missing a place in the Blues' second State of Origin team. Selectors opted for Brad Mackay instead of Farrar when injury forced out Michael O'Connor.
I'm very surprised and I'm very happy to be here. I just hope I can have a good game and instill their confidence in me.
He's a big kid, he's got good speed and he can play defence and he's no penalty player.
New South Wales had more problems on Wednesday when Laurie Daly was ruled out with a chest injury. Des Hasler is now in the starting lineup while Brad Fiddler is the new reserve.
We've had a major dent now with Laurie Daly pulling out, both Michael O'Connor and Laurie Daly. You know, it's certainly lost a lot of thrust and a lot of, excitement out wide for our backs because they're certainly two of the most exciting players in the game.
Queensland have also made some changes, the most notable being the inclusion of Wally Lewis and the sacking of Paul Vaughton. With his club side Eastern Suburbs in disarray, it's been a week Vaughton would rather forget. After a series of embarrassing losses, there's been widespread speculation about the future of coach Russell Fairfax.
Yes, mate, Ron Jones gave me his assurance that I'd be here until the end of the year. Ron Jones is the man of his word. I expect nothing less.
One club that had its fair share of turmoil last year was Manly. However, the Sea Eagles are now rebuilding, and part of that plan has been the acquisition of Kiwi Rugby Union star Matthew Ridge.
He's an excellent rugby union player and was certainly destined for the top. And I think he'll make a great job of rugby league. Obviously, he's going to be under enormous pressure.
It's really big in New Zealand and I've always followed it, so the opportunity came along, thought about it long and hard.
Friends for a day at least were rival State of Origin captains Wally Lewis and Benny Elias. The pair spent some time this week promoting the second State of Origin clash in Melbourne next Wednesday.
I think a lot of them are going to be sitting there just wondering what the hell is going on. They're going to be wondering what the 26 blokes in the field are doing. I suppose they'll be going along much the same as people going along to see a circus.
Queensland have been beaten in the first one, and also I think New South Wales beating Victoria in the Aussie rules a few days ago is not going to help too much anyway.
Despite their best intentions, Wally's son did provide the session with one minor hiccup.
Oh, get away from me, you bloody.
And talking of State of Origin, both camps have now really settled down to business. Queensland certainly look a stronger team from the one that lost the first game. This time the Blues have been knocked around by injury and a lot will depend on the unknown combination of Stewart and Hasler.
They've had a tremendous amount of experience, they've played representative football, they've been accredited to their clubs, they're in great shape, but we're yet to see them play together. So we're going to know the same time.
Yes, more on the Origin coming up, so settle down and relax as Late Night League continues in just a moment.
Probably there rooting for the rugby because I reckon it's a go and get them sort of sport. I like it.
We all know about it and there's many Australian football people really looking forward to it.
McGowan will be penalised for offside. The advantage played Carter again. Bentley's there. Kicked ahead very cleverly. Quick thinking from Bentley will force a try. But for who? Green. Yes, that's a try. He was never tackled short of the line. Put that down to Bentley and Carter.
Yes, more on the Penrith East game a little later in the show. Now, on Wednesday night, history will be made with the first ever State of Origin clash being held in Melbourne. Yes, Melbourne, at Olympic Park. Now, the game's a sellout, and Wayne Pearce visited the Aussie Rules stronghold to check out the pre-game hype and what the game of rugby league really means to Melbourne.
New South Wales line. Oh, what a hit on stage!
I'll be there rooting for the rugby because I reckon it's a go and get them sort of sport. I like it.
Try and stop him. He's upended.
Yeah, it's here, yeah. It's here. It's here in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I'm going on the 30th. How's that?
This is State of Origin football at its best.
We all know about it, and there's many Australian football people really looking forward to it.
Heard of rugby league? Yeah, I've seen you. You play the game, don't you? Sort of, yeah. Sure.
Believe it or not, the majority of Victorians I spoke to are aware rugby league is coming to Melbourne. While some thought the 13-man game to be more about brute force than skill, there were just as many who can't wait for Wednesday night.
You're going to try and get tickets to the game?
Yeah, they're all sold out though, you know, it happened pretty quick. So, yeah, it shows you that Melbourne people, you know, everyone thinks they like rules, but it's sold out down here, so there must be a lot of league fans down here, I reckon.
I think it's a really interesting sport, and I'm really glad it's coming to Victoria.
As the Australian Gallery of Sport shows, if it wasn't for the Irish, rugby league may well have emerged as Victoria's #1 winter sport. Back in the 1850s, some Irish gold diggers combined the skills of rugby and Irish football, and Australian rules was born. Now, 130 years later, rugby league returns to Melbourne, determined to make up for lost ground with State of Origin football.
Now it's back for Roberts. They let him go. O'Connor drags it in. Back over the top. Wishart spills it.
First port of call was breakfast with top-rating Triple M team, the D Generation.
Wayne, can we just sort a few things out? There's rugby union and rugby league.
Yeah.
Now, which one has the eye gouging?
Well, you know what they say, they compare rugby union to rugby league, Aussie rules.
Yeah.
Rugby union is the gentleman's game played by thugs. Aussie rules is the thugs game played by gentlemen, and rugby league's the thugs game played by thugs.
What does that make you, Wayne? A criminal?
Makes me an observer.
Well, actually, I can't help noticing you're not your conventional kind of rugby player. I mean, I can't help noticing you've got a neck. How did that happen?
But I have got the broken nose. That typifies most players.
That's the giveaway.
In this fanatical sporting city of Melbourne, even high-profile Aussie rule stars are showing a keen interest in the rugby league State of Origin clash.
The publicity with the Tina Turner advertisement, a lot of people have seen that on television, on the news and things. And I think the marketing of the rugby league's been excellent because I think a lot of people are going to go and watch this State of Origin game next week.
While there are those who believe this clash will be a one-off, Victorian Rugby League chief Peter Clark believes otherwise.
Of course, we'd like to think that somewhere in the not-too-distant future there's going to be a professional side based in Melbourne, and of course that will, of course, enhance the standing of the local league in turn. I'm not a betting man, but I'd bet there'll be one in the Sydney competition within 5 years.
And if that's a tall order, do you think that the State of Origin is going to have that much of an impact?
Yes, I do. That's right. Melburnians are sports freaks.
It's good, you know, the violence and the violence you like there. Yeah, you know, it's an all-in sport. Yeah.
The key question surrounding this game is who will the crowd cheer for?
Probably Queensland. They're not too keen about the New South Wales one.
And I just hope New South Wales cane them.
Probably Queensland, because New South Wales won the first one, I suppose.
I think a lot of people will follow personalities because they know that Wally Lewis is in the media a lot, and Langer is in the media a lot as well. But also there's Steve Roach from New South Wales. I'm not too sure. I think they'll have their favourite individuals, but I'm not too sure which way they'll go with the teams.
Two of Victoria's football legends, Ron Barassi and Lee Matthews, believe there's room enough for both codes.
Well, I think it's just been a fantastic promotion. I think it's a lot of courage by to bring it down. I mean, I'm sure that's been a bit of a talking point in Melbourne. You know, a lot of people know it's on. I think it's just about sold out, so I'm told. So there's a lot of people want to go and see it. So, you know, to take that kind of, so big in the northern states, to bring it down to play in Melbourne itself is a fantastic promotion for the game.
Melbourne is a sporting town. It's one of the reasons why they got the Olympics from other cities in Australia. It's a proven sports-loving city, so I know the place to be jumping.
Ettinghausen's linked up in the Lions. Golden opportunity for the Blues. It's come back for Walford. Walford beat the Langer and finally pulled out from the pass. Amazing there. Try!
Channel 10 Sport. Do you know anything about the State of Origin?
Yes.
Who do you think will win?
Victoria, of course.
Victoria? Any reasons?
They're the better ones.
Okay, thank you.
Ah, dear, he'll learn. Now, when the Maroons take to the field at Olympic Park on Wednesday night, they carry the hopes of all Queenslanders in their quest to square the series. With the game being so far from their home base in Brisbane, it gives little hope for their wives and girlfriends to join them in Melbourne. Well, David Fordham joins us now from Brisbane. Fair to say, David, the old saying, behind every great man there's a great woman, seems to hold firm in that neck of the woods.
Yes, Bear, it is a hackneyed phrase, but it certainly does apply to a lot of the Queensland footballers. In fact, in the Broncos camp, the baby boom and the wedding march has been very prominent during the 1990 season. Peter Jackson, Chris Johns and more recently Big Gene Miles are all proud dads, and King Wally is lining up for number 3, maybe a brother or a sister for those two terrors, Mitchell and Lincoln. Wife Jackie, though, is an old hand at Origin fever. But for the newlyweds, Delise Shearer and Janine Langer, Wednesday night will be a nerve-wracking time for them both back here in Brisbane. Anna McMahon got their candid thoughts over lunch.
Just what is it like to be married to a football superstar? Dying with curiosity, we invited 3 of the State of Origin widows out to lunch. Jackie Lewis, wife of our hamstrung emperor, and newlyweds Janine Langer, wife of Alfie, and Delise, wife of Dale Shearer. Over a light white and light lunch, the truth really came out. Jackie, well, what's it like being married to one of the all-time football greats and probably one of the most recognised people in Queensland?
Oh, it has its moments. It's quite hard, really. I mean, especially taking him shopping. I hate taking him shopping, because everybody knows him. Like taking him anywhere. I took him to netball last night and was signing little kids' back jerseys. And I mean, all he did was come down to watch the netball game.
And the big question, what's our football hero really like at home?
Quite a wimp. I mean, if his little boy punches him or something, he has a sook and says, "Oh, Lincoln, that hurt." I mean, his baby's 2 years old. He's got Steve Roach or somebody hitting him hard, and he doesn't whinge at all.
So definitely what we see on the field is different to what we see off the field.
Yeah. They're just typical little boys at home. Yeah.
The home truths are coming out. But what about the newlyweds, both married this January in the same church and just 2 weeks apart?
Well, I suppose it's no different to like being married to anybody else. Like football, it's their job, I suppose, but to us they're just a normal guy, really, you know. But up here, I notice a lot of difference compared to down in Sydney.
Because you recently moved from Sydney, didn't you?
And like up here, it's full on Broncos and you sort of heaps of publicity up here.
Do you find that difficult?
No, not really. I suppose if you let it get to you, you'd just be a nervous wreck, and you know your relationship may not even last, but you've got to accept it. It's part of the job, you know.
It has its ups and downs, but there's lots of good things out of football. You know, there's heaps of social life. And you get to meet lots of lovely people, and you have lots of friends.
You get to do a lot of different things than, I suppose, if you're just married to anybody else.
Janine, you've only just recently married Alfie, but you've both been going out for years and years. Have you seen any changes since he's become this football superstar?
I mean, a lot of people have seen Alan from the times when he was known as the alien life form from Ipswich. That's how he got Alf, you know. And he's still much like that all the time. I mean, it's a barrel of laughs.
He can be as quiet as anything, all of a sudden come out with funniest
things.
He's a character.
I have to tell people, don't believe him, you know. At our wedding reception, I had this nickname at home called Esme. And a few days before the wedding, I said to Alan, "Can you remember to call me Janine when you get up there to say your speech?" And he purely forgot. He got up there and he said, "On behalf of Essie and myself," and I mean, just cracked the whole place. And I just thought, I should have known better. I mean, you just got to expect that from Alan, and it didn't upset me at all.
All agree there are plenty of laughs, and all agree nothing else beats the State of Origin.
Before the game, you just get so excited yourself, you nearly feel like you're going out there yourself.
In fact, such is the excitement that Jackie, who's expecting baby number 3, is a trifle concerned.
Let's hope I don't either have it after the State of Origin or before the State of Origin, because State of Origins are so nerve-wracking. I wouldn't like to go and labour at the game.
I'm sure Wally would hope that you don't as well, Jackie. But now the hamstring's right. Wally's new addition, no doubt, will put him back on the front pages. But before that, I'm sure that he's more intent on Thursday morning's Courier Mail, carrying the news of Queensland squaring the series. It's shaping as a great battle, and I can't wait for it all to start on Wednesday night. And from an impartial man north of the border, Bear, the Maroons to reign supreme.
Impartial man. I've never known David Fordham to call himself anything but impartial man. All right, David, thank you. OK, Late Night League continues in just a moment.
If you write books about people that they're either dead or they're towards the end of their career or finished with their career, I guess the more I thought about it, the more I liked the idea.
Welcome back to Late Night League. You might recall last week we announced the winner of our special State of Origin T-shirt signed by the New South Wales players. Remember that? Well, our reporter Mary-Ann Dibbs took that T-shirt around to lucky Matthew Ashley's place on Thursday night, and what a night it was. All of Matthew's mates had come around for the occasion, and later in the night he got another unexpected but very welcome visitor.
New South Wales will win the game. The score will probably be about Infinity nil.
7-year-old Matthew Ashley may be a little more optimistic than most, but basically he's your typical Aussie Mal, a guy who enjoys nothing more than discussing footy tactics over a few quiet drinks with his mates.
I reckon Wednesday what they should do is they should make the players pancakes. They can make mud pies and throw them in their face so they can't see that, and they run and score at their own goal line so they can so New South Wales can get the points.
There are some interesting tactics there for New South Wales coach Jack Gibson and captain Benny Elias, who just happens to be these boys' #1 man. But tonight, Matthew's a neighbourhood hero. The boys have gathered because they know tonight's the night he'll get that special State of Origin T-shirt.
It's the T-shirt, Matt!
Hi, are you Matthew?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Marianne from Late Night League. Congratulations, you won our competition.
Thank you.
Here's your T-shirt.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Come on, mate. Looks good. Let's try the T-shirt. Whoa! Where's Benny? Where's Benny's name? Okay, right here. Benny Elias's name? Roach, Maguire. That's Matthew Parrish. No, that's Matt Parrish. That's amazing that Benny's name isn't on there. Yeah, it's the main one. Yeah, where is he? Why isn't he on here?
Yep, for this pack of little tigers, the coveted State of Origin T-shirt just wasn't the same without Captain Benny's signature. So we tracked him down at training, and later that night, Matthew got another visitor.
G'day, Matthew. Matthew.
Yes.
How are you, champ? Good to see you, mate. They tell me I didn't sign your T-shirt for you.
Yes.
They all signed it except for me.
Yes.
Hey?
Yeah.
You'll be our mate supporter, are you?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, I'm going to come inside and sign that T-shirt for you. Is that all right?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, come on, let's do it. We've got some more Balmain supporters in here, have we?
Yeah.
How are we all right?
Good.
Oh, that's good.
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
What's your name?
Michelle.
Michelle. You go for the Tigers too, Michelle?
I would fly higher than an eagle.
What about the State of Origin T-shirt, is it? Yeah? At the top? All right, to my little mate, eh?
Did I ever tell you you're my hero?
See you all later, eh?
Thanks, Ben Elias.
No worries, champ. Thanks, mate.
Wednesday.
Thanks, Maddie. Bye-bye, girls. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's a nice story. That neighbourhood, Benny, will be talking about that for years. Good on you. Well, Meninga is the latest league star to have his life story written up in a book. In a rare honour, Meninga was invited inside the corridors of state for the unveiling of his biography.
The book launch earlier this week at Parliament House gave testimony to the champion tag Meninga has earned.
I thought that if you write books about people that they're either dead or they're towards the end of their career or finished with their career. I guess the more I thought about it, the more I liked the idea. It was never, the decision was never financial, and I know obviously you make a few dollars out of selling books, but that was never really a consideration. The main reason why I said that I'd like to do the book was because it was a chance for me to give something material to my family, something they can sort of have for the future, to know what happened during my life.
Minister for Sport, Ros Kelly, a dedicated Canberra supporter, opened the doors to the house for a good mate.
Everyone here knows what a sensational player this man is. When you get him on the field, I mean, it's really electric, the atmosphere that he generates.
Now Meninga with him, and Big Mel charges at the quarter line. Can Bowie get to him? He doesn't...
The big rig came through.
I think his greatest strength is his determination, his will to win, and his leadership.
John McDonald, a quiet, unassuming Sydney journalist, was handed the Meninga biography from publishers Lester Townsend.
I really didn't know Mel at all before we started the book, and I only need to be talking to him.